Well, okay, so there are many examples of this, but one really salient example was when I was on retreat at the Zen monastery, and I'm doing these what they're called sesshin. They're 7-day training periods, and they're pretty intense. So you're getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're meditating till 9:30 at night, and my body was not very flexible, so I couldn't really sit in neither full nor half lotus position. So I was never sitting very stably, which meant that I was in physical agony all day long. And the setting is very harsh. There's no colors, it's super hot. Everybody's yelling all the time. There are all these rules, you're like, and it really felt like a prison. Here, it's like super stark. We're all dressed in black and there's like nothing. And I was really struggling physically, mentally, with my uncomfortableness, resenting everything. It was really an incredible struggle. And then something happened within me that somehow the struggle was over and the mind quieted and I was finally comfortable. I was comfortable in my body, and I'm sitting in the exact same cushion, in the exact same bench, in the exact same zendo. And my experience in meditation became one of resting. And all of a sudden, there was all this expansion around me. And the same place that looked strict, brutal, unforgiving became a source of support. And it literally felt like I could sit in meditation and fly and have unlimited space, and that I would have the safety of coming back every time that bell rang. That every time that bell rang, I knew how to get in line and I knew how to put my foot down, and all these rules were like a string to a balloon, that attached me to the ground and that allowed me to soar in between. And nothing had changed. It was all the same people, the same heat, but it went from being a tremendous oppression to an incredible gift. That whole ritual and that whole structure suddenly made complete sense. And that flipping of reality is an extraordinary experience to have, because we get so attached to our opinions. Like, I know this is wrong, or I know this is bad. And so to be in a place where it switches 180 degrees and it becomes a source of tremendous love is an extraordinary experience. So you were asking me about what if this physician with so many responsibilities and so much education were to come for help.
Yeah.
The one thing that I feel was total news to me was that things can be liberated in milliseconds. Like, I believed the psychological world and the psychiatric world, that you work on something over and over again. It takes a lifetime. You have to work things out. And when you're deeply suffering, the last thing you want to hear is that you have to work it out, which is why so many people do drugs and alcohol and sex, and we want an instant relief. And the really good news is that in the spiritual world, you can have instant relief. You really can. And it's with some guidance and some support, it's right there. And so even the notion that that's easy to find it, it's that easy to see it resolved, is already extremely good news. And most of the permanent resolution really comes from very basic misunderstandings. And they may take time to show themselves, and it may take time to really reveal themselves. So these things keep showing up for us, over and over again. But they can also reveal themselves in an instant. So I think that is very, very beautiful.